Every time before the crown princess spent the night with the prince, the maid would secretly have intimate contact with him. Just when the prince's desire was stirred, she'd shyly turn away and leave. Over time the prince became more and more obsessed with her, until one night he finally lost control, and pushed her down onto the crown princess's bed, unaware he had just fallen into her trap. The maid was actually a modern woman who had time-traveled into the book. Not long ago she had been complaining about how unlucky the maid in the story was, only to suddenly become that very maid herself. Her mistress, the crown princess, appeared gentle, but was actually vicious and cruel. While pregnant, she had sent the infertile original maid to the prince's bed, hoping to win more favor. But once the maid really got pregnant, she immediately had her killed. After traveling to this world, the woman decided to rewrite her fate and get revenge on behalf of the original maid. She would use the prince's power to bring the crown princess to justice. That night she was assigned to bring tea to the prince, knowing he disliked how weak the crown princess was and couldn't enjoy himself with her. The woman deliberately brushed against him while cleaning, even accidentally fell into his arms. Her innocent yet seductive demeanor completely captivated him on the spot. Just as the prince was about to make a move, the scheming maid came in with tea. To ease the tension, the prince casually complimented her. Hearing this, the woman immediately came up with a plan to get rid of the rival maid. The next day, she suggested a pink outfit to the crown princess, knowing the princess's mother-in-law despised pink. As expected, the crown princess was scolded in public. Furious, she returned ready to punish the woman, but the maid cleverly redirected her anger toward the scheming maid. Pretending to be terrified, she confessed that it was the other maid who had feelings for the prince. The crown princess fell for it, demoted the scheming maid, ordered her to be slapped 20 times, and dragged her away for punishment. What she didn't know was that the real threat was the one she kept by her side. Soon the prince entered and saw the woman in tears. Before the crown princess could explain, the woman took the blame, saying it was her own fault for being clumsy. Touched by her loyalty, the crown princess forgave her and sent her to prepare some cooling tea. The crown princess wanted to calm the prince's energy so she could rest, but didn't realize the maid had slipped a sedative into the tea. When the woman returned to serve again, the crown princess had already passed out. The prince immediately pulled the maid into his arms. She acted panicked, saying she feared the crown princess would punish her if she found out. Unexpectedly, the prince knocked the crown princess out cold with one strike, and things escalated between him and the maid. But the maid secretly kicked the princess awake. When she opened her eyes and saw the scene, she almost exploded. But to maintain her graceful image, she suppressed her rage and decided to deal with the maid the next day. The following morning, she ordered the maid to be captured and even brought in a dog to violate her, then forced a potent drug down her throat. But what she didn't know was that the maid had secretly allied with the scheming girl. Watching everything unfold, the scheming maid finally saw the crown princess's true cruelty and remembered how the prince had once praised her beauty more than the maid's, so she believed the prince would favor her too. She hurried to report everything to the prince. Meanwhile, the maid was being forced to drink the drug, but managed to knock the cup over at the last moment. The crown princess then unleashed the dog on her. Just as it lunged at her, the prince arrived in time to stop it.